Hey, so everybody, today is a very important person's birthday. It's my beautiful, amazing wife's birthday, Drea Hatcher. She'll also be my co-host on our upcoming show. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew and that I expressed a very happy birthday to her. Enjoy your day. Love you.
How you doing? I am the real AR, also known as Armando.
I'm Daryl.
Welcome to the 414 Morning Podcast. Today we'll be going over the Indy series. We'll be going over the game that sort of happened last night with Denver. Going over some of our predictions for the Warriors game.
Can you feel the vibe? Ain't got time, count money every day. You know it's new emotion. Ain't got time. If you ain't talking money, give a fuck what you say. 414. Whoa.
Okay. They let you know the NBA season is coming to an end.
Yeah.
Oh man, get spoiled with all this good basketball.
First off, Cat, get it, girl. He showed up 21-17, I think.
I was watching the game last night, and I was feeling like a proud father.
Yeah.
I feel like I know Daryl was watching them. Got a smile on his face right now.
If y'all low key like listening to the podcast, just like and subscribe. Cause I mean, it seems like whenever we say something about y'all show up the next game.
You know, so weird. So yesterday, and it had nothing to do with the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday, I'm listening to ESPN, and Stephen A. Smith started talking about, I forget who he talked about. I think he talked about the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was talking about the Warriors, and all of a sudden, he starts saying, "Well, it's hard to hit a target, and hard to defend a target that's constantly moving." And what brought me back to
That sounds familiar.
when Los Mondos was on the show,
Mm-hmm.
and he said it's hard to hit a target that's constantly moving, fool.
Let me find out. And y'all not liking and subscribing.
So when I heard that,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that was like 4 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's the same thing I said. What the Warriors need to start doing against the Rockets versus keep trying to stand still and play zones and keep trying to play against the zone, that they need to just get more movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying, like, it's hard to defend something that's constantly moving. It's hard to hit a target that doesn't stay still. And I'm like, just hit the subscribe button.
Right.
That's it. Come on, because it's like every time we say something,
Mm-hmm.
I see it on TV. Every single time.
Right.
We talk about the Bucks, what the adjustments they need to make, and what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Same adjustments.
Right.
I even put up the game film of the Warriors and how Houston is defending them.
Mm-hmm.
And now what happened in Game 7? Just like and subscribe.
That's all you gotta do.
Just like and subscribe. We don't ask much.
Right.
Just like and subscribe.
And we not even like that. If you wanna like use sound bites and stuff, if like you even wanna, like just pull directly from the podcast, go ahead. But give us our flowers though.
That's it.
That's all.
What Martin say? This face belongs on the tizoo. Alright, so we jump right into that Indy series. Sorry we got off topic, but it's like a public service announcement. We just had to get it out there. The Indy series. Boston.
Oh, Boston, New York.
Oh, Boston, my fault. I'm sorry. They just got me so messed up right now. Boston. What happened? What happened?
They just fell apart.
Another fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Another fourth quarter. Now y'all making me look stupid. Because I came out yesterday and said, nah, they won't go cold again. They won't have another fourth quarter like that. They won't. No, not Boston.
I thought Tatum was gonna show up.
But what was my most important player yesterday?
Tatum.
Disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Disappeared. Didn't step up. If he played basketball the way we know he's capable of playing basketball,
Mm-hmm.
last night never happens.
Right. But also, as I mentioned a few episodes ago, you live by the three, you die by the three. They shot 25% yesterday.
Yeah, and once again, in the fourth quarter, you just see 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. But then it goes back to what we were talking about before. At what point is the coach going to call a timeout?
Right.
You had 2 timeouts in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time you called a timeout is when you went down by 1 when it was about 14 seconds left. I don't get it. And then you go and foul Jalen Brunson. He make both free throws. You go down by 1.
Mm-hmm.
You call a timeout. And the turnaround fadeaway on the baseline is the best shot you can get, Tatum. The best shot.
I know you're a Kobe fan, but I mean,
But Kobe still wouldn't have taken that. Like, time going down, you get the ball in the middle of the floor.
mm-hmm.
That way you're harder to defend. And people can't just collapse on you.
Right.
It's an easier shot.
You got the height, the size. It was a bad decision, and it's crazy to think that this is the team that won the championship last year.
Yeah. Because just basketball.
Mm.
If I'm doing a fadeaway on a baseline, the out of bounds, that's one defender. More than likely, the rotation coming over.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 defender. The person that's holding me, that's the third one. And guess what? The person that's in the corner, that's holding that 3-point shooter,
Mm-hmm.
by the time you turn around and I know it's about point something seconds left, I'm coming off that shooter. Because I know you ain't got time to pass it. By the time you pass it, the time running out. And what happened last night? Mikal Bridges, he said, "Forget, I'm leaving the shooter." As soon as he turned around, I'm blocking his shot.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he turned around, he's blocking it. And if you look at Mikal Bridges, read his lips, he kept walking around, running around after that block. He said, "I told you so. I told you so." He knew exactly what
He telegraphed that.
he was about to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just see, and this is why you didn't get in the game in the Olympics. You think you're gonna take that overseas?
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly why. Can you imagine him playing Sudan? Can you imagine him playing Greece? Can you imagine him playing Spain? Can you imagine him playing France? Game on the line? And he do that? So you telling me we would have rather saw that than versus see KD cook? Or see LeBron going downhill? Or seeing Steph put people to bed? So this is the reason why.
Right.
Steve Kerr saw this. He saw it. You was too worried about your hairline. This is just crazy. So, unless y'all about to pull a miracle, the team that win the first 2 games wins 76% of the times.
Mm-hmm.
76%. You have no margin for error.
Not at all.
And
these games are way too close. So like that margin of error is minimal. They have no margin of error at this point.
Yeah, because they go up 20 every single game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a second half collapse. Second half collapse. So we know one thing about the Knicks. You're not about to just beat the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put them away.
Yeah.
You have to put them away. Because in this series, it's looking like old school. Right? It's almost to the point where the first team to crack 100 is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
or at least mid-90s. That's the team that's going to win.
Yeah.
Last night, 91-90.
Yeah, and it's like New York likes the dogfight. They like being in these like close, knockdown, drag-out games.
Boston, they have to figure out a way to get the game to go fast.
Mm-hmm.
Fast. Because if we talking slow tempo, half court, New York is going to win that game. You playing right into their hands.
Yeah. And now we go back to New York.
Which is a tough play to play.
Mm-hmm.
The lights is bright. Alicia Keys over there singing.
And Brunson, he shines in the Garden. So I don't want to count Boston out, but we could potentially be looking at a sweep.
Yeah, because that means you have to win both games in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to win both games at home. That's 4 games you have to win in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I could see Spike there wearing stuff that don't match on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Melo go be there. You already know that. It's man. New York is a different place to play.
Mm-hmm. And you already got that East Coast rivalry like Boston and New York. So like New York going home to the Garden with that crowd behind them, we could be looking at a sweep.
Just, I guess this to sum up this series. I guess the question is, if New York beat Boston, is this one of the epic failures in sports history? So, do you think this the one of the biggest letdowns or meltdowns that you ever seen?
It would have to be. But as I mentioned yesterday, if New York can figure out a way to get past Boston, I can see them in the finals. I don't think Cleveland has a shot against New York if New York gets past Boston.
Cleveland got to worry about getting past Indy.
That's true. Yeah.
So
We can talk more about that tomorrow. But
So
yeah.
Indy is also up 2 games.
Mm.
So Cleveland, they have to worry about getting past Indy.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking. I don't see his fifth. I don't see them winning 4 games in a row either. Like backs against the wall. Their backs ain't even against the wall. They into the drywall.
So what do you think happened with Denver and OKC?
I mean, it almost seemed like Denver was content. Where just we won one. We did what we were supposed to do. We won one.
Whole lot of foul trouble. Jokic fouled out. Westbrook had 5 fouls. They were in constant foul trouble, and I think that also kind of like affected their like rhythm and like who was going to be on the court. So like their rotations were thrown off.
Yeah, but I felt like Oklahoma did exactly what we expected Boston to do.
Mm-hmm.
They did exactly what we expected for Cleveland to do. Right? We expected for them to be rusty game 1 because they haven't played basketball in a while. They haven't played meaningful basketball in a while because of the teams they played in the first round, which isn't their fault.
Mm-hmm.
Which is another reason why we said they need to fix up this whole play-in. But that's a different episode.
Right.
But so they didn't play meaningful basketball. So we expect for them to come out rusty.
Mm-hmm.
We expect for them to come out, you know what I'm saying, not that much engaged and everything. And it's kind of like game 1s, they say, is a fill-out process. So we kind of expected that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But then we also expected the heart of a champion come game 2.
Right.
And we seen that Denver woke Oklahoma up.
Mm-hmm.
The Thunder woke the hell up. And they just said, you know what? It's time to play basketball.
Yeah.
Right? They got the game 1 jitters out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And they put belts to asses.
Yeah.
Exactly what they did.
And it was expected. Like they got surprised the first game, and this was retaliation. So they did exactly what they needed to do and what they were supposed to do, especially going to Denver now.
Yeah, and looking how the game ended, Aaron Gordon
Mm-hmm.
hitting a 3. How many times you gonna say that? So they stole one.
Mm-hmm.
And Denver know they stole one.
Mm-hmm.
And Oklahoma know they stole one. And the way to stop that from happening is to stand on business.
Right.
Do exactly what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what there is to do in Oklahoma. But they did
Play basketball.
They did exactly what they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they performed exactly the way that they needed to.
Right.
Right? And I also felt like Denver tried to play with a certain edge that just backfired against them.
Mm-hmm. They came out aggressive, and that aggressiveness is what I feel like led to the foul trouble.
Yeah, so it might be over for Denver. They probably won the game, the only game that they were supposed to win.
I don't think so. I think Denver, if they're going to lose the series, I think is going to go 6 games. But then again, because of you might be right though, because of like the last round, they might have like just exhausted themselves. This is an older team.
So for me, going back to Denver,
Mm-hmm.
game 1 is a must. It's a must win.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't win that game, series over.
Mm.
Series over. And especially in the fashion that you lose. If they lose like that again, series over.
But if you look at the regular season series, that's pretty much like how the games were split. It would be a close game, a blowout, a close game, blowout.
Yeah, but I don't see it. Like, Joker foul baiting too much,
Mhm.
crying to the referees. I feel like Denver just, I don't know. I feel like they're out of gas.
June is right around the corner. He wants to go home.
I feel like they're out of gas. They play as hard as they can play,
Mhm.
and that's it. It's about matchups. I could see just Oklahoma just hungry right now. Shea back in that MVP form, and I could just see, like I say, if they don't win the first game at home,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it going longer than 5 games.
Mm.
I just feel like this is a must win. They have to play like it's game 7.
Okay.
They have to play like it's game 7. And they can't allow the game to be close. They have to just come out and stand on business. They have to play like the Rangers do.
Yeah.
If not, then they might as well just pack up their bags and just go home.
Which is what Jokic wants to do.
Yeah. That's it. The Warriors
Tonight.
tonight. This is a big game. A big game. A big game. This is a series-changing game.
Mm-hmm.
Series-changing game. If they go out a full game and beat the Timberwolves without Steph,
Oh, it's over.
it's demoralizing. I
Mhm.
feel like it takes their heart from them. And then not just that, so if the Warriors win, I think game 3 is what, it's like Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and then game 4 is, I'm gonna believe, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So you allow for them to be able to still rest Steph and not rush him back. With the injury he has, it's 1 to 2 weeks. Depending on how he do with the rehab. Plus, this is Steph's first time that he ever dealt with a muscle strain. So there's no telling how the body responds.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can at least get him to where he's healthy in game 5, game 6 so after game 4, then game 5 isn't another 2 or 3 days after that. So you buy in more rest for him,
Mm-hmm.
right? And plus, you don't want him coming back game 4 feeling like he has to save the day.
Right.
You want him to be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna come off the bench and I'm gonna play spot minutes.
Because the most important part of Curry's offense is being able to play off ball. So him sprinting around, you don't want him to like go out there early because he feels like he needs to be in the game, and either he aggravates the injury or he worsens the injury, like probably even causing like a severe muscle sprain or even like we're talking like the back of the leg, like even potential Achilles or something. So we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, and then just looking at it, so best case scenario,
Mm-hmm.
you leave Minnesota 2-0.
Right.
Worst case scenario, you leave there 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big deal. You stole home court. And then you come back to the Chase Center, and if you can win both, you up 3-1 already.
Mm-hmm.
You technically don't even have to play Steph Game 5 unless you just want him out there to get some rhythm. Right? So if you can win both games at the Chase and then split 1-1,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be incredible.
But I think I'm going with Golden State tonight, honestly, because it seems like Buddy Hield, he feels loose, energetic. Him and Jimmy Butler, they seem to really, like be working as like a unit. If Butler and Hill can like get out there tonight, split 20 plus, we have a great game from Draymond. I do think that they have enough firepower. They still are tenacious on defense to sneak another win.
Yeah. So the only thing that scares me
Mm-hmm.
is Buddy Hield.
Is inconsistency.
Yes, but when the pressure is on Buddy Hield, when you expect something from him,
Mm-hmm.
that's when he lets you down the most. So, Buddy Hield, we just need you to run around.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We just need you to be Steph. I'm saying take the shots like Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Just run around and be active.
Right.
That way they can defend you, just like Steph. Create that gravity,
Mm-hmm.
and that will open up a lot of things.
They have to respect the jump shot.
Yes, and to me today, and I know I said this before,
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler is the most important player in this series, especially games like today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to, if I'm Jimmy Butler, you have to take this team and put it on your back.
Right.
You took a whole bunch of no-names to the finals and to the conference finals X amount of times. You have a talented roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, it has to be the Jimmy Butler game.
Yeah.
Like, we look at, I know Jimmy, you have to give us one game. Just one game. Today has to be that game.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be that game. I have the Warriors winning tonight. And then, like I said, if they can just go up 2-0, that's going to really make Minnesota really think.
Mm-hmm.
Really think about, do they would even want to play basketball anymore?
Right.
Right? And then if you steal another game in Minnesota,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that takes their heart from them.
Right.
And without Steph. So first of all, we couldn't beat you with Steph. Now we can't beat you without Steph.
Right. What does that do to you mentally?
And then, you know what it does to the confidence of the rest of the players with the Warriors?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that we can win without Steph. So now those non-Steph minutes, when he actually do come back, are going to be way more impactful now because
Right.
the players been in that situation. They've been in that role. They played meaningful basketball
Mm-hmm.
without Steph. So now everybody confidence is going to go sky high.
Right.
I'm interested now to see how they're going to utilize Kuminga, because you have to play Kuminga not tonight.
Yeah.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Moses Moody step up, because I don't know where his shot has been.
Yeah.
Hopefully he has a game also, because they going to need everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When they say all hands on deck, you're going to need all hands on deck tonight.
Right. And usually how Kerr plays like the team when Steph goes down, he tries to give everybody like meaningful minutes, tries to rotate everybody in. Let's see what's working, let's see what's not going to work. So everybody, I think, is at least going to get 5 minutes to just go out there and see what you can do. He's gonna throw some different looks at you today.
Yeah. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave comments.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got tonight winning the game? What do you think about the New York and Boston series that's going on?
Mm-hmm.
let us know what you think about the Denver series, and then just let us know how we doing. We like to hear from you guys and like to hear some of the feedback.
Right, engagement is everything.
Yes. So I am Armando.
I'm Daryl.
And it's the 414 podcast.
So good, keep it full of vibe. Ain't got time, count money every day. You know it's new promotion. Ain't got time. If you ain't talking money, give a fuck what you say. 414. Whoa.
Especially when you get that good old whooping. I'm about that good old whooping that hit your soul that you gotta. The one where you can't even make a sound. You just make a facial expression. You ever get hit so hard you can make a facial expression? You just in the crowd delayed. You just sitting there. You ever get that hit that hard? And your mama tell you, shut up before I give you something to cry for. So you tell me you just hit me with this skillet pan? And that wasn't enough to cry for? You felt this pain? You ever get hit so hard, you reaching for pain, you just sitting there just... You can't even find out where it hurt. You just sit there just... And then your mama sit up there and say, shut up before I give you something to cry for. Ma'am, you just got done fucking me up. And I ain't got no reason to cry? Make it make sense.